Okay, glad we got that out of the way. Sometimes it's good to get things off your chest, as you know. So, there's something you can do if you're at home alone, maybe one afternoon. Yes, 37 different ways to say no. I thought I would try to theme them a little bit, just to give it a bit of shape. And so what I'm going to do is give you, let's have a look, we've got give you some examples of general statements involving a rejection, saying no. Okay, so here are some examples of general versions of saying no. See what you think about these. Here we go. So, yeah, I can do that. I just need some time to finish this. I'll be honest, I don't feel comfortable about doing that at all. I would feel very compromised doing that, to be honest with you. I'd feel very compromised saying that. In all honesty, I believe that would be really inappropriate. It's not that I'm not willing, I simply don't believe in that. I'm sorry, I just don't like doing that. If I try to do that as well, it's going to compromise the quality. I'm afraid I'm already doing 10 hours overtime, so I simply can't fit any more in. I'm sorry, but I'm nearly exhausted with the workload already. I'm sorry, but that's not part of my job description, and therefore I'm not in a position to do it. I'm afraid I can't do that, unless of course you can think of a way around it. Okay, so there are some examples of general ways to say no. Now, what I find staff are particularly interested in are ways to say no in relation to what I call power and status. So saying no that way, as you know, can potentially feel different to saying no that way or that way, so to speak. I know that not all organisations are hierarchical. That said, position, seniority, age, these factors can affect people's confidence and ability when it comes to saying no. Therefore, a lot of staff say to me, I'll be honest, if he or she is 20 years older than me, sometimes I feel less confident about saying no. Or if they are senior to me in position, they're a manager or a director, I feel less confident about saying no. So we're going to start with managing downwards, so to speak, where, for example, you're a team leader or a supervisor or a manager and you're saying no to someone that, for example, reports into you, or in some way, shape or form has less status perhaps than you do. Yeah? So let's have a look at a few examples of saying no in that context. I'm not able to do that now, but I can do it on Thursday. I'm confident that you'll do a good job of it yourself. I can't do that right now, I've just got too much to do, I'm afraid. I can't do that right now, there's something extremely urgent that I need to get on to now. I can't do that, the client is waiting for this. I can't do that at present, we're going to miss the deadline if I deviate from what I'm doing. I'm in a bit of a difficulty here. I am not in a position to do that at the moment, and yet I don't want you to feel let down. I don't want you to feel annoyed. I don't want you to feel like I'm not thinking about what you're having to deal with. Okay, what ideas do you have? Because I need to do this first before that gets done. So I'm open to ideas. Okay, who is around that could do this in my place? Okay, so there you have some examples of saying no when you have, so to speak, higher status, perhaps. Therefore, let's look at some examples of where the status is equal. So you're needing to say no to, say, someone who is a manager at your level or a work colleague who is at your level, etc. So we've just done you saying no where you have higher status, and let's look at some examples now where you both have equal status. Let's have a look at that. I need to take my lunch. I want to leave on time today. I'll be honest, I'd rather not do it. That said, I am happy to do something else if you want me to. I can't do that right now. I've just got way too much on, I'm afraid. I can't do that right now. I've got something that's extremely urgent to do first. I can do it later. I can't do that at the moment because the client is waiting on this and it's due in the next hour. I can do it afterwards if you like. I'm in a bit of a difficulty here because I want to do it, I really do, and I simply can't. The reason why is because, okay, sure, I tell you what, if my manager okays it, I will very happily drop this now and take that on. I just have to check in with her or him. Okay, perhaps you could help me with something then, because I'm open to options. I need to get this finished. That said, it doesn't have to be done by me, so what are your thoughts? Okay, I'll tell you what, let me finish this and then I can do X. Okay, can I ask you to let me finish this as it's urgent, and as soon as I've done it, I'll get back to you within, say, the hour? Okay, so there you have some examples of saying no when you have equal status. And so we come to what I find is the most challenging for the greater percentage of staff, the greater percentage of the time. So not everyone all the time, but when we're running courses, for example, this is the context, if you like, where staff particularly want help or ideas. And it's when they need to say no in that direction, so to speak. So this is when you have or feel that you have lower status. Okay, so here are some examples of where you can potentially say no in a situation where you're saying no to someone who is more senior to you in terms of position, maybe age or experience, as well as or instead of. Situations where you feel like they have higher status. Yep, I can do that. I can do that at 2:30 this afternoon if that suits. Yeah, I can certainly do that. I can do that on Thursday. It's not that I'm not willing, it's just that I have been instructed to complete this project by the end of today. I'm really sorry, I'm not in a position to do that at present. The reason why is because if I could, I would do it, but unfortunately I can't. The reason for that is because, okay, sure, I'm not in a position to do that at the moment, but I can do it, I think in 2 hours' time. Is that okay? Okay, I can't do that at the moment. The reason why is because my manager has asked me to make sure that I finish this within the next 2 days. Okay, sure. I can't do it, but I happen to know someone who is in a position to do that. Is that acceptable? Okay. I genuinely would like to do it. In all honesty, I'm not qualified to do it. I'm not allowed to use that piece of equipment. Can I tell you something about that? I have a bit of a problem because I don't have any experience at all of doing that. I'm interested, I have no knowledge or skill on that at all. I understand, and I'm in a bit of a situation here because I genuinely am interested in doing it. I simply don't have any experience of that, so I'm concerned about making mistakes, etc. Can I ask you a question about that? Thank you. Well, I genuinely want to do the appropriate thing, and I don't want to step out of line when I say that I'm in a bit of a quandary here because I have 3 things that have to be finished by 5 o'clock today, and it's, as you know, it's currently 3 o'clock. I'm not going to get those finished if I do this now. So I'm just being honest, I'm not too sure as to what is the appropriate thing to do. So there you have it, 37, maybe 38 ways to say no, including when you have or feel you have lower status. One thing I'd like to remind you of, because sometimes people forget this, not a lot, but sometimes people think in an absolute form, i.e. they think, I cannot say no at all. in any direction. Particularly with this direction, a lot of staff can have moments in their careers where they think or feel, usually wrongly, they can't say no at all. They have to say yes to everything. That is rarely actually the case. There are of course contexts where that is the case, and if you want me to make a video on that, do let me know. Otherwise, no, remember that you are allowed to say no. You have the right to say no in almost all situations. So therefore, I believe you know, it's how you say it. It's how you say it, you know. So to repeat, practice if you want out loud as well at home, you know, doing washing up, doing some hoovering, doing some ironing. Just say it out loud if you like, just to get a feel for what you're saying. And what you tend to find is once you've said something about 3 times roughly, you start to find the words that you feel comfortable, that fit your style, and you just know inside that that's an acceptable way to say no to a person in the workplace. There you go. I hope that's been useful, and if it has, please like and subscribe at the bottom. I would really appreciate it. And as always, if you'd like me to make you another video, please get in touch and let me know, and I'll make it as soon as I can. Alright, thanks very much and take care.